Season 4, Episode 8. It took me a while because something is wrong with this episode.
Took you a
Not with the
while?
writing, not with the pacing. Something is wrong with what it's setting up. Something in the way the pieces are falling into place that feels a little too clean, too convenient, too much
Mm,
like exactly what this place wants everyone to believe is happening. The group has a plan. They found the chamber, they mapped the tunnels. Boyd is going on offense. Jade and Tabitha are leading with answers nobody has ever had before.
yeah.
For the first time in 4 seasons, the town feels like it's losing. And Abby said it best, this place feeds on that kind of hope. I've been tracking the show.
The bone mission is dangerous. Yes, it's dangerous, but it looked like they finally getting the key, and it's like it was that simple. The bones, because you could find a way to lure them out or whatever, like or like with Jade, his plan, but. I feel like that's too easy for sure, especially with the man in the yellow saying that, it could be. It could let y'all out, or it could be the craziest thing ever you could unleash. Who knows? And it's like this show been too confusing for for like 4 seasons now for it to be that easy as the bones to let you out. That's it. I feel like this show don't give you no, but they don't give you no hope whatsoever. I mean, they do give you hope, but it ain't hope that you getting out. It's like hope that hey, you got some food. Or hey, now you could actually stay in your house at night, and they just got to stay outside with these talismans. But nothing like going home or anything. It's like just to make you comfortable enough. So I feel like it needs to be way more complicated than just bones for them to get out. So I feel on that one.
And right now in episode 8, I am watching it move the most important pieces of all. Episode 8 confirmed more predictions from this channel than any episode before it, and that is exactly what I want to talk about. Because every answer the characters think they found is going to mean something very different by the time the season ends. And the moment everyone in that town started believing they were finally ahead of this place, that was the moment I got scared. Let's
Yeah.
talk about it. I want to start with Fatima, not just because of the transformation, but because when I tell you what we've been seeing in this character since season 1, I think it's going to reframe everything. Fatima's stomach now looks like smiley skin from the season 3 autopsy.
Yeah.
All those blue veins in her skin, the exact same thing that the monsters looked like underneath.
That's what
They
I was
used to
thinking
be
too. Oh, a
human.
tree.
And now, with Christy's confirmation that her heart rate and her blood pressure are essentially the vitals of someone who's already dying or maybe even
Yeah.
dead,
Yeah.
she is physiologically transforming. She
That's
is
stringing loud
becoming
as hell.
one
I don't know
of
if y'all
them.
play that.
And now look back at all the things she said in all the different seasons. How she's
Okay.
had dreams of this place. How her character is always built up to be someone who calls this place or tries to treat this place like a home. Even her entrance, as Ellis
Oh.
described, was unusual compared to others. And in earlier seasons, fans had theories that she was some form of entity, almost like she
Mm.
was this princess caught in a tower that everyone else didn't realize has been a part of this place the whole time. And every time they look for a way out, she gets nervous because there is no home for her other than this place. She's
Oh,
always been
okay.
different. While every other character in the show was oriented toward that escape, towards getting home,
Hey,
that's
hold up. So I have not been a part of like the From Theory community. Like I watched maybe like a few videos, maybe 2 or 3 videos. One was hers, and then it was a next dude, and then another white guy or something. I did not know about all these theories. So hold on, where's my? Okay, yeah. About I did not know about all these theories. So um, there's news to me. I didn't really put that together for with Fatima, so that is something.
was building something here. She made the town home from the beginning. She found Ellis here. She created
Hmm.
warmth and comfort in a place designed to break people. And at a certain point, she became more afraid of leaving than staying. We
Like
read this as character depth, as them building her out as a person, as resilience, as a woman choosing.
that was where I did. She did say at one point in time that she was afraid of leaving, and I was like, what? Like I think she said something along the lines of she doesn't want to leave because they've been there for like so long, and it's like I was like bro, I feel like you the only person. I remember watching this. I maybe I'm mixing this up with something else, but I remember watching it. One character said that, and I was like, I feel like you the only person who feels that way. I feel like everyone else is trying to get home. I don't know what you talking about. No, this might be it. Hey, I like y'all theories. Y'all remind me of the One Piece community.
Love over fear. But what if there was always more? But like she understood this place or was connected to this place in a way that she shouldn't be. Like the town was too familiar to her in ways that she just couldn't be adapting to. Not because she figured it out, but because on some level she already knew. And when
Hmm.
we look back at all the different ways she seemed different from everyone else, this was not just comfort, it was an early tell, foreshadowing. A character who was always known on some level that she was not going to leave the same way everyone else would. We said at the start of the season that the
Oh,
man in
she
yellow
annoying.
has been
She
influencing the story this
she's a great
entire
actor though.
time. And episode 8
Let's
confirms it
see.
even. He has been running is longer than anyone has talked about.
Hmm.
So let's do it now. Starting with number 1, Sarah's voices, the instructions to kill Ethan, the seizures, the music box activations, entirely all of this entity. Father Cautry's burial. This one is important, and I want you to really sit with it. He watched Father Cautry bury that bag. Nobody else was there, nobody else could have known, but the entity had been there the entire time, all the way back then. And
Yeah.
it used that knowledge, feeding it to Sarah through the voices, to drive these events. He has been there the whole time, watching, present for every private moment, all these decisions, everything anyone believed was unwitnessed in this town. The music boxes in the diner, Thomas on the radio and the phone, the
Hmm.
electricity flickering through the different houses, the house that collapsed on Jim in season 1, and Elgin's seizure that coincided with it. All of that is the entity, symptoms of his influence. Jim's death was staged and using the monsters under his direction. The entity entered the town as Sophia and left that message for everyone to find. That's why she was outside when Kenny woke up. Boyd's tremors. This one has been
Hold
sitting
on.
in
Oh,
plain
wait, wait. I
sight
was no pro.
when Kenny left
I was.
that message for direction. The entity death
Let me
was
go back.
staged and using the monsters under his direction. The entity entered the town as Sophia and left that message for everyone to find. That's why she was outside when Kenny woke up. Boyd's tremors. This one has been sitting in plain sight, and I just figured it out. Boyd's physical tremors are just like the seizures. They're not a medical condition developing in isolation. They're the same category as all the other residents in this town, and
Hmm.
what happens to them when they have that direct neurological interference from the man in yellow. They are escalating at exactly the moment the Boyd is needed by the group for a reason. And now Henry's visions, engineered in real time from Henry's own memories and being used against him by the man in yellow. And for the biggest one, it's Martin. Martin was the entity the whole time in a different form. And it was referencing Abby for that reason.
I
And
was
beyond that, there's
listen. I was thinking that the whole time too. Martin was the entity because I was like, okay, he being tortured or whatever. You know, stuff don't make sense in from. So I was first thing I was thinking, I was like how could he stay alive this long without eating? Stuff don't make no sense in from. So I just kind of write it off. But then the part that really got to me, I was like, why did he do the blood of my blood? I was like, if he's trying to help him so bad, I know he's trying to die. Why would he do that right before he dies? Like, I get it, he wants to die. I mean, but I feel like the character that he was portraying, he wouldn't do that. Like, at the end, all right, I but to curse you before I go. It's like, nah, bro. It just didn't make no sense to me, and I was like, he's so conveniently there. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. So yeah, I guess I always thought like Martin was suspicious to me.
almost certainly more. Characters we trusted, moments we read as coincidence. The reach goes further than we have even mapped out yet, and the show is pointing at that directly. And Victor's drawings confirm it as well. Everything that has happened so far is supposed to happen. Every answer the characters think they found, every moment of progress, every piece of knowledge has arrived through the channels that the entity has been influencing.
Hmm.
And this is exactly Victor's point. He has been drawing the story of this place for decades, and the story always goes this way. And that is the thing that nobody is talking about enough leading into the plan. By the end of episode 8, Henry is fully convinced that he is in this drug induced coma and that his anchor, severing this anchor, is how he will wake up. I'm going to tell you right now that the thing that's keeping him locked inside of this dream, this anchor that the entity is setting him up to get rid of, is Victor. And he
Okay,
is going
yeah,
to try to kill Victor.
yeah,
And
that
if
was
Victor
obvious.
dies after everything, I don't know what I'm going to do. This is literally my favorite character,
I
and I don't
swear,
know how
but
the show
nah, they better
continues
not kill
from
Victor,
there.
bro.
But here is what
Calm
episode
down.
8 just confirmed about how the man in yellow has been operating. And once you hear it, go back and think about Abby. The entity can only build from existing memories, it cannot create originals. Look at the details of Henry's hospital vision. The heart monitor is the exact same model from the ambulance Henry was transported into town with Tabitha.
Okay.
The lamps are the ones from his house. The blankets. Every object in this space is pulled directly from
Oh,
Henry's
that's a
stored
doctor. Okay.
experience and it's reconstructed. Like a collage, what he already knows rearranged to feel like it's somewhere else. But something else is missing. Miranda and Eloise. The entity could not build them for some reason. So, whatever that reason is, it cannot use those memories of Miranda and Eloise. Now, let's look at Abby. Before we knew any of this, a question never got pressed.
Well, I will say though, that Miranda and Eloise line, the entity cannot build an old Miranda and an adult Eloise because he only has memories of I think it was 30 something year old or 40-something-year old Miranda and like 8-year old Eloise. So anything past that though would just be them making it up. And then I assume when Victor's kid is like maybe how he looked when he was younger. So maybe they built it from that, but when it comes to Miranda and Eloise, they don't have that. He has no memories of that because they were taken out very early. So yeah.
Really answered. Why was Abby shooting everyone? If she thought this place was just a dream, why wasn't she just trying to kill
Yeah.
herself? If she believed dying would wake her up from the dream, why try to kill Ellis? Why was she going to shoot her own son? And that is because the entity told her Ellis was her anchor. The same framing, the same blueprint. Destroy the thing tethering you to the dream. And for Abby, a Marine who almost certainly probably had PTSD, someone whose love for her son was the deepest thing in her, that anchor was Ellis. It weaponized that same parental love against her own child.
Mm,
And Boyd has carried the guilt of killing Abby ever since, not knowing all of this was engineered. And then right now in episode 8, the entity is using Abby's memory to psychologically torture Boyd at the exact moment the group is closest to acting on these
yeah.
answers, slowing him down, keeping him inside his own grief while the plan moves forward without his full attention. And I believe it is more than just a distraction and more than just making him make a mistake. These visions of Abby may be the warning sign of what's happening to Henry. And hopefully, this leads to Boyd finally understanding what happened to Abby
Mm.
and that the entity engineered this and this is what's happening
I
to
wonder. I
Henry.
don't know how you
And
about to
that
come to
leads
that
me to the
conclusion.
moment that I can't stop thinking about. The man in yellow as Sophia watches the group burn Roger's body at the beginning of this episode. He watches, and something in that moment, when he responds, reads almost like agreement, like satisfaction, like he wants this plan to proceed. And then at the end of the episode, he approaches Tabitha and tells her they have never done this before, that going after the bones is
Mm.
new, and that the cycle is doing something no prior cycle has done. And yes, he does say it kind of like a warning, but he also says it like a confirmation. Like, this is the moment the story finally reaches some point or some chapter that he's been waiting for it to do. And think about everything we know
But
of
hold
how
on,
the
my whole thing with Roger, I never understood that. Like he brought him back to life, they killed him, and he was satisfied. I was like, I didn't understand his plan for that. I don't know if it just was something where she explained in the last episode. I probably have to go back and watch that because I probably missed it. But I never understood the Roger stuff because it ended so quickly. The monsters didn't get inside. I was like, was he just testing it to see if he could bring people back to life, or is there a different plan? So I guess we'll see.
Man in Yellow operates. He is the source of most of the things we've seen the characters do and are acting on. Everything. The bottle tree, Boyd, Martin, the bookmarks, the visions, the memories, all of them run through channels that we now looking back know the entity had direct
Yeah,
contact with. Victor's drawings confirm the story always goes this way, and everything that has happened is supposed to happen. So when Jade and Tabitha and Boyd and everyone else walked to that chamber with a plan built from answers that arrived through the
yeah,
system, I have to ask the question, what if all of this is exactly what the entity has been guiding them toward? Victor has been alone in this town since the 1978 cycle. The boy in white gave Victor 3 pieces of information about how to survive here alone. We only know 2 of them. The third one has yet to be revealed to us on screen. Whatever that third thing is, Victor has been sitting on it this entire time. And given everything the boy in white has been right about, given that Victor has survived alone here when everyone else
yeah.
died, that third piece of survival knowledge may be the most important thing anyone in the town currently does not know. Tabitha says this episode she's going to take both of them home, Victor and Ethan. I want to be direct with you. Something has never sat right with me about Tabitha across this entire show. She thinks she knows everything. She walks into this episode with the confidence of someone who has accessed prior cycle
Mm,
memories and who has seen what Miranda saw, who has the answers nobody else has. And the entity walks up to her at the end of this episode and says something that should stop her cold. Oh, you don't remember me yet. Not a threat, not a warning, a taunt. Delivered with the specific amusement of something that knows exactly how much Tabitha doesn't know and is entertained by her certainty that she
mm,
does. She doesn't remember the man in yellow yet, which means there's a version of events from a prior cycle, from the cycle she thinks she knows, from something Tabitha's soul has lived through that she doesn't
mm,
remember. And to be honest, I believe the entity is watching her right now before she remembers that, moving confidently toward a plan built on this incomplete
mm.
information. Now, here is a detail from the prior cycle that has been bothering me since all of this started to hit. At the end of the 1978 cycle, Miranda was hiding her children from Christopher. Christopher, the other
Yeah,
soul,
daughter
the other
Jade.
arrival, the other version of
Yep.
Jade, someone trying to find answers, and she was hiding her children from him.
Yeah.
Why would Miranda hide her children from someone she should have been
Cause,
able to trust, someone who was also looking for the
'cause Jade,
answers?
Jade.
Maybe it's as
Oh.
simple as her not trusting what happens to Jade's soul or what he becomes at the end of the cycle. Something that's kind of hinted at through the dialogue in this episode. He's willing to let other people die to solve this
Mm, oh
puzzle.
yeah, true.
Or maybe, and this is the theory I want us to sit with going into the next 2 episodes, Miranda's choices at the end of the 1978 cycle are exactly what made it not work. What if her decision to hide the children from Christopher meant something else? The thing that prevented whatever cooperation would have actually worked. What if Tabitha and Miranda's instinct to protect, to control, to act on what they think they know without trusting the people around them is the recurring failure? We have
Mm,
always framed it as this: if Tabitha gets her memories back, she can break the cycle. But what if getting her memories back just means she makes the same choices Miranda made with more confidence? What if the prior cycle knowledge is not an advantage, but the exact mechanism through which the cycle repeats? There's something we are all missing here. Something about what Tabitha and Miranda's choices actually do versus what they believe
I
they are
wasn't
going
even
to do.
thinking about that.
And this contempt that has bothered me that she's carried towards Victor throughout these
Yeah.
seasons, the certainty she's right when she's often very wrong, her willingness to act on things without listening, these aren't flaws in a hero who needs to grow. They may be exact.
Listen, I was wondering if I was the only one, especially towards Jade. Like at first, like I kind of understood with Jim, he died and all that, but I was like, why is such heavy hostility? But then when it was with Victor, I was like, all right, dog. Okay, now we then got over like season one Victor. Season one Victor. He was creepy at first. Not even the whole of season one. Like the first half of season one, he was creepy. But we got over that a while ago. Why is she still this way towards Victor? I don't understand. When everyone knows why Victor is the way he is, like he is an adult, a grown up, but he is stunted. He's still like 10 years old, bro, and in his head basically. So it's like, why do people still act? Well, she still acting this way towards Victor. This, thank you. At least I wasn't the only one.
Exactly the traits that make her useful to the entity. My money is on Tabitha, not as the hero, but as the piece the entity has been positioning for the endgame since before the cycle
Mm,
started again. The only best friend it knows. And here's where we are heading into the final
mm,
episodes. The group is going to find a way into
for
those
sure.
chambers. Every prior cycle ended the same way, with the people trapped here believing right at the end that they had finally found the answers. The hope that everyone in town is feeling right now is the most dangerous thing in the entire series. Episode 9 is going to change a lot. So subscribe so you're here when it drops. I'll see you guys in the next breakdown.
So that was the Faceless Girl. That was a breakdown. I watched like one of her videos before, but I think that was like early season four, maybe, yeah, or maybe season three, one of those. But I would like to do more of her videos because she catch a lot of stuff that I don't catch. Even if I would have watched it like 3 times, I still probably wouldn't have catch it. She been making theory videos from the start, uh apparently. So I like her breakdowns basically. So if y'all want more of those videos, I'll do more. Because bro, From is one of them shows that surprisingly not many people watch it to like a Game of Thrones level. So it's like I don't really have people to talk to, about it. But I love From. I actually binged that so quick. The only show I have binged recently faster than From was The Expanse. Recently, I watched The Expanse like 6 seasons in like 2 weeks, bro. Swear, I don't know what was going on with me, but bro, I was binging the hell out of that boat. The Expanse. I love The Expanse, but From is a close second. But I actually took a little break from for like a week or so. But The Expanse, I didn't take any breaks. I couldn't get enough of it. So if y'all want more videos from her, I love these type of videos, bro, because a lot of the times it shows when it comes to like small details like that, I am very lost. So I need somebody to break it down to me. Anyway, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.